Dean, welcome to today's broadcast. It's been a while since we've done this. We've made a ton of changes to the platform. We got rid of our login for listings. We have changed the way that we do customer support. You and I are handling almost 90% of the support at this point for the tickets that come through. We get to view all that's in there. We've gotten rid of the platform and we have totally changed because of the way Google has done things. And I just wanted to have a conversation with you and I both being on the same screen. We don't do this often enough. I'd like to do this more, but let's go ahead and let's talk about what makes us different, because that's probably one of the biggest questions I get is what makes Simply Be Found different than Yext, Bright Local, DBA platform, sign up, and all the other different voice search registration and listings and citation places. And I think our unique offering is completely different than anybody else on the market. And a lot of it comes down to our marketing coaches and you and I. Would you agree? And what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, it's good seeing you again, Rob. We don't do this enough, do we? But no, the big thing is what makes us different is you're looking at us right now. When people call and they contact us, they actually get one of the co-founders. We're more than just, we have a marketing team behind us, but you and I like to hear all the conversations and understand the needs, the frustrations out there so we can pivot with everybody. But that's what makes us uniquely different than many of the other platforms out there. That's what we offer. That's what we are.
Well, and how many of those other companies can you go to and be able to get one of the co-founders? You can't. You might be able to get it on a couple of them if you're big enough, but if you're a small business and you're a one location place, you're not going to get that piece. And we're in business for small business. We are a small business. We have less than 20 staff members on. That includes our developers. That includes our data scientists. That includes our system marketing coaches, our graphic designers, our content writers, everything. I mean, it's one of those things to where when you make contact with us, you really have a chance of 1 in 5, but it's probably more like 1 in 3 or 1 in 4 of getting one of us when you make contact.
Yeah, I would agree with that 100%. And even though we're a staff, there's a small staff, we have the ability to handle everybody because our everything that we're doing is working flawlessly since we made the pivot. I mean, not flawlessly, but you know what I'm saying. Everybody has hiccups. It always happens. But it seems like without the interactions that we have to have, the way we're doing things now, it's running better for small businesses, and everybody seems to be very pleased with what's happening for them with this pivot that we've made with 5.2. You would agree with that, don't you? I don't feel like I'd take as many support calls.
No, our support calls are way down. And part of that's we've operated majorly inside of the AI piece. So when we took the platform down and we made everything be by email and getting all the forms in and be able to make updates manually, for one, allows us to be able to work those profiles to be able to make each get found. Because what I found is we found is a lot of those profiles weren't being filled out correctly, which wasn't getting the results and was not getting listed on as many networks as they could be. So it's a matter of just working that. And sometimes it's, hey, guess what? You have too many periods, or you have, you're missing this information. Your phone number's not in this format. And I mean, our data scientist team makes those minor changes to profiles every single day to be able to help those profiles be able to get onto as many networks as they can. That's probably one of the biggest things that we've done. Not to mention that we changed the whole entire social media suite. We've added a lot more platform, a lot more networks to that. There's a lot more tools in there. And then we added the AI SEO tool, which is the AI SEO Pixel, I think is what we came up with for the name to finally be. But when it comes down to it, we power a business owner to be able to do their own marketing, and we take all the heavy weights off. You've been working majorly inside of the social media piece for the Simply Be Found social media suite. Can you tell our members about that and what you're seeing and what you're experiencing on that?
Well, basically with the social media suite is not everybody goes to all the different social medias out there. So they can connect to whichever ones are uniquely important to them. But we have the ability, I call it the power post. You can go up there and when you compose your information, you can send it to all the networks at one time. You can schedule them out. You can change them up a little bit on each one of the networks. So and then you can create campaigns as well. So there's a lot of things that are going on. There's a lot of things in my head, and it's hard to put it all put it into one sentence, if you will. But we have the ability to look. You can look at all the things you've scheduled out. You can go through, depending on what your team is like, you can do approval processes. If people are writing content, there's so many different things, so many different facets. And I need to get more training videos out on there, as you keep it requesting from me. But they're coming, guys. So if there's something there that we have not a lot of members and they're really getting it, but if there's something you get hung up on, just need to let us know and we'll get that taken care of for you. But the biggest thing is it's so flexible. It's powerful. We have one of our members is scheduled out for 2 months on their posts because they know that this is what they want to do. So that's the power that you have with this particular social media suite that we have.
Well, not to mention that we brought AI into it, so there's no need to have Chat GPT or Gemini or any of that. You can talk to our AI that's built right into the platform, right into the social media suite, to where you can actually create your content, create everything that you need from it inside of there. And then the next thing is being able to do that AI SEO pixel. I have seen so many websites rank so fast by using that plugin. Or by using that pixel to be able to do. And it works with any website. Doesn't matter if you designed on GoDaddy, if you designed it on Wix, if a professional did it or someone put it on WordPress. It doesn't matter where they did that at or where your website's hosted or any of those things. It can work with your website. I had somebody do it on Squarespace the other day for their e-commerce, and it absolutely went gangbusters for how it did everything, because there were so many things that get missed when it comes to the website. You and I've talked hand in hand over and over again about schema for a website. It handles that for you. All the alternative text to be able to have it for images handles that for you, handles the title tags, handles the descriptions, changes wording on your website to match what is being searched for, so you have a higher chance of being able to move up inside of those search results. Because our entire reason why we did our pivot is because search is changing. Google's announced that they're going to be doing the AI search coming out. Bing has already put ChatGPT inside of its search. How your website is effective and affecting your whole entire search parameters is absolutely crazy when it comes to that.
Right. No, and like we talked about, when we first started this thing 5 years ago now, the websites were different, had different value. Now it's so important. That's why that SEO score and having somebody making sure it's updated is always being happen. And that's what the AI Pixel does for you. It's monitoring it for you 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. And
having that SEO person working for you 24 hours, 7 days a week.
Exactly. And so the other thing too is, and correct me if I'm incorrect on this, but it looks out and sees what's going on out there in the marketplace as well, and it is suggesting your website based on. Is that correct? Is that a correct? I want to make sure that I understand how the AI works, because it seems to be evolving, and to me, as we've set it up.
Oh, we've put out a lot of updates on that. So when I program that out, I have it hooked into being able to hook into your search console with Google. So it's looking at the data that comes from that. It hooks into your Google Analytics. It can hook into your Google Business Profile if you make as a manager on your Google Business Profile. But all of those things are hooked into there. It also hooks into your social media suite, so that way it sees what you're posting, so it can learn about your business. So you have to do your own social media posts inside of the social media suite. But when it gets handed over to the actual AI SEO Pixel, what's going to happen is your marketing coach is going through multiple times a week. We're looking at it and saying, okay, we can make these adjustments. So not only do you have an AI behind you, but you also have an SEO expert that's behind you, that's working on your website and making those tweaks, making sure it hasn't went totally off the walls. We've had a couple of things where it went totally off the walls and made some changes that did not make any sense, and they happen to be on our site. Haven't had it happen on a member site yet, but it was on our site. Started talking like we were roofing company. I'm like, you're pulling data from from us talking about roofing from a blog, and then we're talking about roofers being able to use our platform. They really misunderstood that. So there's some things that we can train it to be able to do. So if you see it doing anything that's off the wall, you can do that piece. And probably the biggest thing I get asked about our AI SEO Pixel is it white hat or is it black hat? Right. And it is white hat. You and I both want everything to be long term. We're not charging any big upfront fees up front.
Right.
We're not putting you into a contract. We want to earn your business every month, not kill your business.
Exactly. And it's really interesting how you said that about the social media stuff. One of our members had an aha moment, said, "Oh, you mean if I put it out there, you help it get found?" Yes, that she got it. That's what it's all about. You have to do the work. You put it out there. We take it and we help it be seen and be found for on searches. That's bottom line. That's what we're trying to do.
Well, and that's exactly it. You provide us your data. We help you massage your data to go out to all the networks. We continue to go out and look for more networks to be able to send you out to, and we optimize your data. We send that data out every single day. If you have any changes after you do the onboarding form, you just have to chat with us on the website or send us an email. Our new system, that's all one big system, so nothing gets lost in that system for the most part. And you send us an update, we get that updated for you. Now, we've been on the fence if that we're going to send a report saying, hey, we sent out your information. It'd be like getting the same report every single day, because a lot of these networks don't give us information back to say, this is where you're listed at, or this is what you're done there. But so you have that listings piece. That listings piece is happening. The social media suite, that lets you blast everything out. If you want to do posts on Google Business Profile, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, Twitter, which is now X, or any of those networks. I think there's 15 that we work with total, but I could be wrong.
No, you're right. There's a bunch of them, and some of them,
a bunch of networks that we never did before. Pinterest, all that.
Yeah, and some people are really into that, and some people don't have any interest in it because that's not depending on who you're trying to target, what your customer base is.
Right. So that's going to let you be able to send your information out, be able to blast your information out of what you do, be able to engage with your customers. And then the AI SEO tool, if you're using it, it's going to make sure your website's all connected. The right data points are in there. It's kind of that round robin. That AI SEO tool is also going to be making recommendations for blogs. You can use that inside of your social media posts. And it all becomes this great, big, huge I'm trying to think of a word, and I can't think of the word off the top of my head.
Well, it's all interconnected, Rob. I mean,
what
happens here happens there. I mean, and that's the whole secret of it is that. Do I like to use the word backlink? Is that the word we want to use? Not really, but
listings does backlinks for you. It really does. I mean, an e-commerce site could use it. If someone wants to be able to rank themselves for the holiday season and wants to be able to get more sales, they could use it for that functionality.
Right. There you go.
I mean, it's all intertwined, it's all connected, and it kind of gives that whole entire piece. This is the same type of thing I used to charge $2,000-$3,000 a month for, and it didn't even do half of what we're doing right now.
Right.
And our entire piece is it makes it super simple to be able to do all this, and it's straightforward. And I think that's probably one of the big things that you and I wanted to be able to solve. You're our poster child. Before we hopped on this, you're like, hey, hopefully I don't squirrel too much, because that's what you're known for. And I'm known for just talking out of my butt too much and just control the whole conversation. But I'm used to sitting in my office down here talking to myself on video and programming. It's a bad mix.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But no, I'm really excited about where we're going and what we've accomplished in this short time on this pivot. Everybody seems to be very, very pleased with what's going on so far. So that's, so I think come on board. And it is month to month. There's no contracts. There's no setup fee. That's the biggest thing, because everybody gets hung up on when they're asking me, well, what's going to be the setup fee? There isn't one. That kind of thing.
There's not a setup fee. There's not an activation fee. There's none of that stuff. We've even joked around about adding some more onto our platform because we can do it. And our whole entire goal is to be able to help small business. Exactly. You and I set out to be able to, how are we going to do that? Well, most people want to end up talking to us. That's why we're handling most of the support. We might not be as fast because there's more members inside of the system. I think we're sitting with our list at like 70,000 when we came over into this place. But it's one of those things to where You're not just a number. We know about your account. We're touching your account. We know about all those pieces, and you have access to us to be able to ask any questions. And that comes down to, what is a marketing coach? And a marketing coach is there to be able to answer any question you have about marketing. Or if you have any kind of concerns, or if things aren't working, I can't see, and you can't see, Dean, how many phone calls are coming into a business. If you're not getting phone calls, we want to hear that, because there might be some tweaks we could do. There might be an error that we didn't notice. There's a data scientist behind all this, and we can make tweaks to be able to make things happen. And we can make suggestions on being able to do it better.
Exactly. No, I agree with you 100%. And one of the things that, even though we're big, like, the listings that we have out there, you and I still get excited every time we sign up somebody. We go, woohoo, we got another person. We're going to help them out. I mean, that's what we're all about. I mean, that's the whole thing. I mean, we kind of have this little woohoo party every time we see that somebody sign up, and we love it, guys. And
we get excited when someone renews too, because that means we're doing something for you. Right. At least we hope we are.
Exactly. But that's what makes us different. Like, again, we're not that big company. We're here, and some people, we had one person ask for something. They said, it is so nice to have somebody respond in a timely manner with us without having to ask 100 times. And that's what we strive to do. We really, truly try to do that. I mean, sometimes we don't get it done as fast as we like, but we strive to always get it done as fast as possible, because it's important for your business.
And we admit when we drop the ball. At least I know I do. I've dropped the ball the other day, and I had to tell someone, you did ask for that, and I didn't do it.
Well,
I remember that conversation.
I got called out yesterday. He said, "Where's this link that you promised me?" Oh, so it does happen.
And I want to hear how you answer this, Dean, and what you're kind of seeing. This is a question that got asked to me. There's a lot of marketing coaches out there. Everybody refers to them as a coach. There are people that couldn't make it inside a business, and then they go in, they coach, and they teach, and they do all this stuff, and they've never really had any real world experience. How would you answer that?
Oh, geez. First off, you and I have both been in business. I mean, I've had my own businesses for 35 years. You're right up there, in the mid 90s kind of thing. We just get it. We really truly get it. But our marketing coaches, when we bring them in, we talk to them. They learn about the different industries. We talk about the needs, the concerns of small business. Our people they come from the small business, the entrepreneurial world also. They're not, classically trained in big marketing ideas and advertising and all that stuff, but they understand content and they know how to write. And that's the biggest thing we offer for our small businesses and our local businesses, is a lot of people get hung up on the verbiage on how to write something. What's a good way to approach it? And that's what our marketing coaches really do well for our members.
Well, I agree. My kind of twist to that is that we have that real world experience. I had hard knocks life of experiencing and living inside a small business my entire life. I watched businesses fail. I watched businesses grow. I watched all kinds of different pieces, economic crashes. I seem to always like to start things during pandemics and economic crashes. But I mean, mine was all hard knocks life. I don't have any of the fancy degrees or any of that stuff. I taught programming to myself. And I hear all the time from the programming world, you can't do it like that. Well, guess what? We are, because it works. And I'm aiming to be able to get results for the business, not necessarily what everybody else is doing, because that's not necessarily where it's going to go. I'm looking 5 steps, 6 steps ahead. You've been inside of that business. You own your other business that you're still running. And it's one of those things to where we are using this in real life inside of businesses. We have some done for yous that we do it for, and we are aiming to be able to get them the most results they possibly can. And it puts us into the real world to be able to know what is happening. We're not sitting in some big office. We're not sitting on some big yacht making decisions, trying to run a business, and we have a bunch of staff members and doing everything that everybody's doing. And really, we're not here to kiss your ass every single second either. I think that's one big piece that makes us different. That's kind of my take on it.
We do put up some resistance sometimes. We just, I mean, I have a thing in one of my businesses that the customer's not always right, but they're never wrong. But on the flip side of that is, there's times when you say, you can do whatever you want. This is your business, but consider this as an option. And that's what our coaches do different. I mean, we say, we can say that, but this might be a better way of approaching that. And it's still up to you. It's ultimately your business, and you get to make the final decision. But that's what our coaches do. They offer suggestions, and then it's up to you to implement them and update them as you see fit.
Well, we were having a conversation with a member the other day, or I was having a conversation with a member the other day, and I'm like, you keep making all these changes, but yet you're going against the playbook. And if you want to be able to use this and you want to see results, we can go down your playbook and we can do your playbook. But is your playbook proven? He goes, well, no, not really. He goes, I just have been reading this stuff. I said, well, my playbook has been used on this one right here for your type of business has been used on, I can say probably around 200 to 300 different businesses, and it works. And so would you like to use your playbook or do you want to use mine? And he goes, I'll use yours. I said, okay, great.
Right. Yeah. And our playbook isn't published. I mean, we know what we need to do. And that's the reason why, people debate with us, because they go, well, that isn't what the experts are saying. Yeah, but we know this works. So just try it, would you? And if it doesn't work, we can always pivot and go back, but we've had, our coaches have done that with several of our members over the last couple of years, especially since the new pivot, because it's a little different animal, if you will, because there's not a login anymore. You submit your information, and then except for the social media suite, then you have where you go in and you actually do some physical things. But as far as the listings go, it's get the form filled out to us, let us do our magic on our side with our algorithms, and we go from there.
It puts your data first. And it all starts with your data, and your business's data can be turned into advertising. When we first started this venture almost 5 years ago, that was something I said then. And I've said for years, I've probably said that for 10, 15 years, is your data is worth more than anything. And your business has lots of data to it. It's got its name, it's got its phone number, it's got its address, it has its website. All the information on your website is data points, especially now with the AI piece. You have your business hours, your descriptions, all this stuff starts stacking up, your photos, all the posts that you do on social media. All of this is a master, huge knowledge base about your business. And if you're not talking about your business and you're not talking about everything you solve, then you're going to be left behind. And a really good example of this that I used the other day, Dean, and I think this is a real key part, is go in, do some videos, start a YouTube channel for your business, and talk about the things you're solving. So if you're a garage door repair guy or you're a pest control person, talk about the exact thing that you went in and solved. And that can be used on any business, because you can't teach a marketing company, this is what I'm doing every day. Yes, it might not be the best quality video. Yes, it might not be perfect. Nobody cares, because then that information becomes data points. You can create a blog off of it. You can create social media off of it. You can do a lot of things. And that is an actual true problem, which means somebody else has that problem in your area, and they're going to do a search, and you have a higher chance of coming up.
Right. Exactly. You've nailed it right there. It's all one. I mean, it all blends together, if you will.
Right. I mean, off of this video that we're recording right now, there will be shorts created off of it. Yep. And we use a software called Veed for that. And we use OpUS Pro to be able to cut those shorts. It'll then be put into ChatGPT, Gemini, and our own content writing tools. It'll be broke down. It'll have a couple different blogs that'll be wrote off of it. Our website content could possibly change. There'll be multiple social media posts done off of this one video, which this one video gives us a ton of content. And I mean, you and I talk random. We talk all over the place. We bounce all the place, but it creates content and it creates drive.
Exactly.
So all of this is data that ends up happening here.
Exactly.
And businesses don't think about that.
No, that's exactly right. So, but anyway, I don't have anything else to contribute right now. Do you have something else you want to cover?
Nope, I think that covers everything.
I think so. Good.
All right. I appreciate it, Dean.
All right, Rob. You have a wonderful day, sir. Take care.
You too. Bye.